Hello, my name is Beverly Shannon. Welcome to the Express Studio here at PhillyCam. This is an amazing studio. One person can direct, control, and switch cameras, add graphics and video clips. You don't need a crew, so you can basically direct your show all on your own. The Express Studio is a perfect place to record your live tape shows. Once you've mastered the controls here, have done your prep work, you can record your show from start to finish. No post-production editing required. The studio works great for talk shows, but members have found other uses for the studio. Here's a few examples of shows produced right here in the Express Studio.
I'm on mute. 5 seconds. Okay.
Welcome back. We have a special guest in the office. We have a special guest here at the Express Studio. His name is Doug Chrisman. Doug, can you tell us why you wanted to take the class?
Well, the reason that I wanted to learn the Express Studio was that I have a show that I wanted to produce, and I had to decide what would be the right venue to use or the right approach to producing it. And that, as I sorted through the different options, the Express Studio seemed to be the proper one to give me the best opportunity to produce the TV show that I wanted to produce.
And what kind of show is it?
It's a travel entertainment show.
Travel entertainment. So you travel a lot, I guess.
I do, yeah.
Okay. And what is the content of the show going to be besides traveling and entertaining? What's the hook?
Well, the hook really is, it's not your usual travel show. It's really about what you might call the outtakes when you travel.
Okay.
Which are those things that happen that you didn't expect to happen. You have all your plans for your trip, you know the sites you're going to see or the things you're going to do.
Your itinerary.
Right, your itinerary, and you got all these events, but as you're going through this adventure, things happen.
Like, for instance?
Well, for example, being in a time that we were in Africa as an example, you see different things, and you might see the normal thing where you would see a herd of gazelles or something like that.
Right.
But all of a sudden you run into the situation where these two male gazelles are fighting over a territory, and then
you're right in the middle of it.
And you're right in the middle of it. And then as that's happening, a female starts running around, and the one male decides that, well, maybe she ought to stay over on his side. So they start going around and around and up and down. And, yeah. And she starts chasing her, and she starts running, and eventually she ends back up with the first one in that territory, and then you notice that she actually has a baby gazelle.
Wow.
So that would be one example, but there were many. Another one was where we ran into three cheetahs, a mother and two cubs.
Now, what part of Africa were you
This is in Tanzania.
Tanzania.
Right. Actually on
Beautiful
the Serengeti.
trip. Okay.
Serengeti Plains.
Right.
That's where this happened. And in that situation, it was early in the morning, and a striped hyena had stolen a kill away from the cheetahs, and they were trying to get it back.
Oh,
So there was this standoff between the striped hyena and the two cheetahs, and the mother decided to let the cheetah cubs kind of figure out what's what. Little learning experience, right?
Okay.
And I say cubs, they were pretty good sized.
Right.
You know.
So you get to experience all of that from afar. You know,
Not that far.
Really?
Right.
Really?
But you are in a Land Rover.
Okay.
So as long as you're in a vehicle,
but
a lot of the animals really think of that almost like a rock. They don't really see it as
threatening.
Yeah, if you get out, that's a whole nother story. You do not want to get out and start walking around.
Right. How many countries have you been to in doing your travel?
23.
23 countries, and how
Yes.
long of a period of time? Did
About
that
10
take?
years.
Okay, so maybe 2 trips a year?
Yeah, about that.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
kind of what most people do. Are you
Right.
retired? Is that what
I
gives
am.
you that privilege to do that?
Well, I try to be retired, but
Okay, all righty.
I failed once. Now
All
I'm
right, so
doing a
tell
pretty
me
good
about
job
the
at it.
next trip. What's coming up?
We're coming on up on a trip in late March, early April
Okay.
to Spain, Portugal, and Morocco.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be
now,
fun.
what do you expect to see in those places? Like,
We're,
what do you
we're going to
want
see the normal
Mhm.
kinds of things that you would see in the normal trips, but
That's a good
I'm more
reading adventure, too.
yeah, and it'll be. I like to see different cultures.
Right.
It's also one of the reasons I wanted to go to Tanzania. I also went to India for that reason, and
What
and
part of India?
in the northern part.
Okay.
Northern
The-
part
one
of
the
India.
po-
So
the
we started
poorest-
in New Delhi, and then we
yeah,
went up.
the poorest
You know,
part.
yeah. Well, no. Actually, the
actually-
southern is the
So
poorest
it's the
part.
shorts. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, that sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing this show. When is the
Right.
first one going to be produced?
No later than June of this year, it'll air.
Okay.
Possibly in May.
Okay. Well, thank you so
Right.
much for coming on the show today, Doug.
Thank
we
you.
certainly learned a lot, and we look forward to seeing more about your adventures coming up on your show.
Thank you.